Je veux faire un podcast sur le film.
I'm not... Hey?
Non, avec toi, imbécile.
Right, I got that. You're calling me an imbecile, are you?
Oui.
All right, nice. You at least call me what I am.
Je l'ai fait, je le suis.
Mate, I hardly remember any French.
Ne t'inquiète pas pour ça maintenant. Es-tu intéressé?
This one-sided conversation is boring.
Et si on parlait tous les deux français?
I've no idea what you said, but it sounds even more boring.
What if I do the rest like Danny Dyer? Whee!
It could still be boring.
Shall we do one now?
Do on what? What are you talking about?
Hello and welcome to Movie the Needle, a podcast where a pair of amateurs haphazardly dissect a film that one of us likes and one, well, not so much. My name's Simon, and I'm in our shed with my good friend Carl, where we'll be explaining our opposing viewpoints and seeing whether we can movie the needle for one another. This week, we warm up our vocal cords and don our stockings for Baz Luhrmann's 2001 jukebox musical about a poor bohemian poet in 1890s Paris who falls for a beautiful courtesan and nightclub star coveted by a jealous duke. Absinthe, the musical mashups ensue. It's Moulin Rouge!
Pretty sure you said ang. Movie the needle for each other. You put a G on the end instead of and, I think. Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Well, just when he's... I think he did, yeah. And I love picking up on these.
Mm-hmm.
I find it quite funny because, I mean...
Because you never misspeak.
I misspeak all the time. Your enunciation is far superior to mine. But nevertheless, I hear it and I just think...
Well, that's fine. We've got to give some entertainment somewhere, I suppose.
Yeah. Hey,
What?
exciting news.
Hmm.
We are finally ahead of the curve.
Oh, tell me.
Yeah, so you remember the hot piss chat?
I do.
That was, for some reason, we don't know why, present
Trending.
in more than one podcast I was listening to.
Yep.
And it kept recurring, don't know why. And we sort of said, maybe that's what we need to propel us up the algorithms. I think it's fair to say we missed the hot piss train.
We did, yeah. We were behind the stream, as it were.
Yeah, we were. Very good. I'd just like to acknowledge that before I get a bollocking via social media for missing one of Simon's dirty jokes. You'll remember that last week I was elbow deep in shit.
Yes.
As I unblocked my toilet.
I think that was last week, but yes.
The week before, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
It's very recent.
Yeah.
Very recent.
The memories are still
shit,
fresh.
Yeah. Thanks to my daughter for that. Imagine my delight as I tuned into a podcast on my rotation this week to hear them talking about dealing with shit that just won't budge in a toilet.
Nice.
I was like, we've cracked it.
That's it. Which podcast was it?
It was another movie podcast as well.
Okay. Well, there we go.
So, yeah, I mean, we couldn't be more on trend.
This is it. Let's see if let's see if it reflects in the numbers.
Yeah.
It won't. Spoiler.
No, probably not. How's your plumbing doing at the moment? All free of blockages, or can we keep this rolling?
I mean, I'll do anything for the pod, mate.
What, including abstaining from fibre for a week?
Yeah. I can do it. It's happened before. I can do it again.
Which I don't know if that'd help, actually.
More fibre, less fibre.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
I never know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, good.
I do have a game for you, Carl.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And of course, now the obligatory
the song.
Obligatory song. So the game is called Red Mill, and we'll leave it at that.
Why is it called Red Mill?
Reveal more later.
Weird.
Yeah. I have also started my own little game. Not that game isn't also mine, but anyway, where I try and anticipate. Oh my god! Anticipate.
Oh, he's second guessing himself now.
I try to anticipate.
He's all over the place.
Anticipate your arguments, which I'll read out the end and see how close I was.
Okay, good, yeah.
So yeah, in the closing statements, I'll read what I've written.
I mean, you should be able to guess this week, surely.
I'm fairly confident.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything.
There shouldn't be too much new here.
What don't you like? Everything.
I mean, look, in many ways, and for many reasons, there's no point in us doing this episode.
No, we can just do a quick 2-minute summary at the start.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very good.
I do want to do something that I teased last week, though. So I did say about the Daily Mail did a Bond rankings. Their movie expert did it. So I was interested to know how closely aligned you were with your favourite newspaper.
This feels like a trap, I'll be honest.
It could be. Or it could give you a great opportunity to slag off the Daily Mail. So,
yeah,
win-win. So they've ranked their 25 Bond films
Yeah.
Not their 25 Bond films. There are 25 Bond films. They've ranked them from 1 to 25, 1 being the best, 25 being the worst. Now, number 1, Carl, your favourite Bond film. What is that? Remind us. I think we've kind of said that. It's quite an obviously one.
It's Casino Royale.
Oh, it's not that obvious then. Okay, cool. Right, that's number 6 on this list. So that's a good start for you. You haven't agreed. They've got Goldfinger number 1. That must be pretty high up for you.
I've got Goldfinger number 5.
Really? Have you listed all of these?
Yeah, I've got a list.
Oh,
yeah.
great. Okay, let's see then. So, what's your top 5? Give us your top 5.
My top 5 from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Casino Royale. Dr. No. That'll come
That's number
higher
7.
up. That will come higher up than a lot of it. I'm surprised they've got that as high as number 7. Maybe they do know what they're talking about. As I said, this feels like a trap. I don't like where this is headed already.
It's a trap.
So yeah, Casino Royale, Dr. No, GoldenEye.
Wow. Right. So GoldenEye, they've got number 14.
Interesting. Thunderball.
Thunderball number 10.
Okay, and then Goldfinger completes my top 5.
Goldfinger number 1. So they've got Goldfinger.
Yeah, I can see it.
From Russia with Love.
Yeah, all right.
Skyfall. Now, where's that on yours?
Skyfall is number 12. Now, I previously, in a previous life, would have had that way low down, maybe in the bottom 5, but I've come around on that somewhat, so 12.
And then On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
No, I didn't jive with that one, I'm afraid. Didn't click with it. I've got that down at number 19.
Ooh.
By the way, I am including Never Say Never Again. So I've got a list of 26.
Does that make you a Puritan or a non...
Some sort of heathen, I think.
Heathen, right. Okay, and then Live and Let Die.
Live and Let
is number
Die.
5.
The only one of my Roger Moore films to appear in the top 10.
But it doesn't appear at number 5.
Number 7.
7. Okay. What about the bottom 5? Let's look at the.
Okay, the bottom 5.
There. I think you might be more aligned here.
So, Spectre.
Is that what we're talking about? Is this the?
Do you want me to? This is number 22 on my list.
Yeah. Okay.
Spectre.
So they've gone Man with the Golden Gun.
Yeah, it's weak.
So Spectre is 16. So yeah.
Okay. For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes Only is 19.
Yeah, weak. Die Another Day.
That's 24.
Yeah. Moonraker.
That's 25. So that's their lowest one.
And then Octopussy.
Octopussy 15. So quite high up. They've got The World Is Not Enough, number 23.
That feels harsh.
So yeah, it's not a lot of love for the Brosnan Bonds. So yeah, well there we go.
Well, look.
So there you go, Carl. You're not very well aligned, I would say. So are you relieved?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah.
So would you say that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about and they should fuck off and get in the sea?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't need to coerce me through the medium of Bond into saying those things. I would have happily said those things about the Daily Mail.
Well, everyone listening, if you want to send your top 25 through and see how aligned you are with the Daily Mail, or even worse with Carl, then we can see.
Right, okay.
What else has been going on with your...
We've had an answer in for Whatever You Desire.
Oh, excellent. If just to remind people, this was something Carl brought up, I don't know, 5 years ago or so.
Yeah, I can't remember what episode it was. For some reason, we were discussing your fetishes. And we said, whatever you desire.
It's all content.
Exactly. And as you've already said, you are an utter whore for content. You will do anything, not even for money.
No, there's no money in this.
Yeah, we're not making anything. Losing money, actually. It costs us money to put this on. You believe that?
Not a lot, to be fair, as you can tell.
Yeah. So Whatever You Desire, of which I said that's a movie quote. I always think of this movie when you say that line. Google will back me up on that. You Google Whatever You Desire movie quote.
But don't.
Yeah, but don't. Well, I'm going to ruin it now anyway, because we've had an answer.
And it's right.
It's the right answer.
Who's it from?
It's from Johnny, finally. It's been really annoying him, this husband of Kate.
And did he Google it?
No, yeah, he didn't Google
Stumbled across it? Did he watch said film and be like, oh?
He watched said film, but what's more impressive is they were watching it in Polish. But the film is LA Confidential.
Oh, there we go. Was it just on the card, on the business card?
Well, I mean, they say it a few times, but yes, it's the business card of the David Strathairn's friend of the pod.
Is he?
Pornography ring or whatever. No, we just mentioned him last week, I think. think I was recasting him in Space
Well, of
Odyssey.
course it is. Very obvious now that you've said it.
LA Confidential, whatever you desire.
Come on, people. Up your game. That was easy.
There we go.
Carl will start another one now with another.
I was trying to think of that. Yeah, I was like,
along.
what's a sort of like a quote that is from a movie that is pretty well known, but not necessarily one that you're immediately going to go, oh, yeah, well, that's that. But I didn't have time to think of one. But yeah, maybe I'll try pull one out for next week.
So I've been going through our mountain of comments and things that we get on the socials and YouTube and stuff. But I just wanted to shout out one.
Pick the best one.
Pick the best one here. Yeah. And this is from Morbid Man Music on YouTube. It's on our 2001 episode, available now on your streams. Get it listened. It's our most controversial one, and I've not pushed it at all on the socials, so it's doing nothing.
Yeah, that's why.
So he says, or she says man, but you can never know nowadays. Psychedelic sequences ensue.
Okay, now. All right, Grandad.
They say, psychedelic sequences ensue. It's 2001 A Space Odyssey. How can we trust you?
Oh, right, so he's suggesting that we're on drugs, are we?
I can only assume that was the...
I mean, we were on a drug.
Well, I did say I can reassure you that the only substances consumed in the making of the podcast were ridiculously strong beer, no acid involved. On reflection, I should have changed the intro to psychedelic sequences and slurring ensue.
Yes. Yeah, it's a tough listen, that one. I've got to be honest.
Once you get into the third hour, it really goes downhill.
Oh, yeah. Listen, and you've got mixed feelings on Sakara El King 15, as we know from that podcast. But you did tell me in the week that Sakara Gold hit the spot for you.
It did. Very much. Very nice. Very nice. Very lagery lager, that one. Crisp.
Yeah, there we go.
Very good. Have you got anything more? Do you want to talk about the movies you've watched?
Yeah, I've not watched loads of movies.
Me neither. Poor week for me.
Yeah, the problem is, we were saying before we came on, it's been a heavy old week. Been ever so tired this week. Sun's been out. People have been wanting to do things for social engagements.
Very rude.
The wife and I have started watching a couple of TV programs. It really doesn't help matters.
Same.
So I've watched 3 movies. I've watched Chef.
Oh, yes. You started watching that
I did,
last
yeah.
week,
John Favreau, John Leguizamo. Leguizamo? Is it Leguizamo? Did you say that?
Yeah, he'll come up today.
He will. He comes up a little higher in Chef than he does in today's film. Anything with that? No, I don't know. Does it really work, does it?
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
Why is he a small
don't
person?
know. We'll come on to that. Yeah, it's a weird
isn't it?
It's a weird choice.
Anyway, yeah, Chef. I loved it. I really, really loved it. It's a film I'll watch again and again. I think pretty basic down the line stuff, but a real good feel-good film.
Yeah, I can see that.
The Sun Also Rises, which was a 50s film. It's a Hemingway adaptation. I like that too. That had some good hangout vibes. And then Mike Bassett, England manager, which I watched while ever so tired. Rewatched whilst ever so tired with some friends. And what a great time that film is.
I've never actually seen it.
You should watch that.
I should watch it. Yeah.
I hope you watch it in a terrible mood, and we get to talk about it on the podcast. Really enjoyed it.
So I've only watched 2 this week. The first was ticking off a Kubrick gap, and also on the Nicole Kidman theme for this week, Eyes Wide Shut, which every time I write on my phone autocorrects to Eyes Wide Shit, which is not a fair reflection.
Oh, okay, you liked it.
Well, yeah, I think I did. I'm still a
Is
little
it
bit...
movie needle from Kubrick charlatan back towards genius, or
definitely not towards genius, but this is
palatable?
One of the stronger ones. So I was too young to watch this when it first came out, but the general impression I got from it at the time was that it was terrible. Like, I just heard terrible things. I remember my parents going to the cinema to see it, and my dad, who's obviously a huge movie fan, as we've covered on this podcast before, absolutely hated it. Now, bearing in mind what I said about Kubrick last week, that I'm pretty underwhelmed with the majority of what I've seen, I thought I should check this out, fill the gap, plus, as I say, on Nicole Kidman theme as well. It is pretty interesting, right? It's quite fun watching in many ways Tom Cruise nearly gets to have sex, but it's ultimately cock-blocked. Quite good fun. Now, I'm sure there is some deep societal commentary that I haven't yet engaged with, but as a piece of entertainment...
Are you sure, though? Because, that was one of the things we were talking about in Space Odyssey.
I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't really, getting too much, apart from like rich people being, general wankers. That's kind of the thing. But it is good, though. I did enjoy it. Tom Cruise playing that role, you just don't see him play nowadays. Nicole Kidman doing a fine job as well. Still yet to decide what I'm rating it, but it's definitely one of the higher Kubricks, though not quite up with Full Metal Jacket.
Fair enough.
The only other thing I've watched is Ant-Man. So another MCU finishing off, a real fun one.
That's Paul Rudd, isn't it?
It is. It's got the best scene featuring Thomas the Tank Engine since Bullet Train last week.
A nice link,
And yes,
which you can find.
which you can find on our feed.
Yeah.
Just one episode back. But yeah, Carl, I will start showing you other films soon, I promise.
Yeah, that was coming. Yeah, it's just, makes me very sad. I mean, I'm a horrible
Person, yes, we know.
parent.
Yeah.
I'm a misogynist
Mm-hmm.
because I am telling you that you've got to, as the custodian of your boys' film watching, you need to do a better job, whilst completely neglecting.
That Emma could be doing it.
No, because I'm completely neglecting my own children's film watching habits just on the basis that they're girls. That doesn't matter. Films are for boys, aren't they? Hey. I realised this week, I was like, I keep ribbing Simon about this. And
Yeah, well, you showed them, eh?
yeah,
Hey,
I'm
hey.
just, oh no, I'm a terrible, terrible human
You
being.
just keep telling yourself that.
Yeah. I need to-
I'm just waiting for the day I come in here and you're just curled in a ball,
yeah,
just
yeah.
rocking slowly.
It's all got too much.
Yeah.
So I really need to address that.
Have we got any apologies or anything else that we need to
Listen,
cover?
probably.
From
I haven't got
previous
nothing
week?
written down.
Nothing written down? Okay, well, I'm sure we'll cover it next week. Which means, Carl, it's our favourite time of the day. It's time to unveil the ale.
All right.
What do we have today as he delves elbow deep?
I've got a bottle of red.
Very good. Yeah. Why? What's that? How's that related?
Yeah, well, I was hoping to find something with mill on it as well.
Yeah.
But couldn't. So this is the Nook Brewhouse.
Okay.
It's 4.5%. Ales with Yorkshire character, apparently. And yeah, it's called Red. So,
By gum.
bottle of red.
Alrighty, let's introduce the film. How's the beer, Carl?
Well, quite rich.
Yeah, it was an interesting first mouthful. That's what they said.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we introduce...
First and only mouthful. Yeah.
Before we get to the film, which of course...
Do you know, I
this week
realised
is-
the other week when I said, is it the base, is it the tip? We just don't know. And you said that's your best line ever. An even better response to that, addendum to that would have been, there's no difference, it's the same thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was in relation to a hybrid pyramid. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, sorry. You were saying?
Should have gone in the apology section, really, that one.
Yeah, it should have done. Yeah.
Anyway, as I was saying, introducing the film, Moulin Rouge. Before we get to that, though, reminder of our simple 5-point scale. You either really like it, you're ambivalent, you don't like it, or you really don't like it.
I'm just going to interrupt you again because I enjoyed your face so much when I did it just a minute ago. It was really good. He's so disappointed. You were like, oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Right. You just interrupted just to...
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I've tried it on a couple of times before. I really like it.
Okay, good. Right. I mean, it's difficult when your flow is broken quite so often to speak any kind of sense. But, you keep going. Anyway, Carl, what do you think of Moulin Rouge?
I think I've got to go. I really don't like it.
Excellent. He really doesn't like it. Me, I like it. The reason why is, Carl, that I found it to be a dizzying, disorientating, over-the-top mess of wonder, which left me with my head spinning and my face grinning. Serves up an overdose of sentiment, angst and melodrama, hits you over the head with its volume of sound, colour and attitude. Is it a perfect movie? Definitely not. And it's definitely not for everyone, and especially not for you. But it is undeniably rambunctious, and I was along for the ride, warts and all, from start to finish. Carl, what don't you like?
I'm just reeling from the effort that's gone into your opening statement there. Dear me, I don't like that at all. Right, what don't I like? Nigel Farage. Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, he's back in the fucking news, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, him and the circus that surrounds him.
And what about the film?
The film, thank you very much. It was quirky bullshit, innit, mate? And the songs, Jesus Christ, the songs.
Great, aren't they?
Relentless.
Really great.
There's barely a word spoken for the first 3 hours.
Yeah, it's a musical, mate.
And then finally, when it slows down, and it devolves into the most basic cliched story going. So, no, I'm not here for this at all. Nothing for my first 3 hours joke there. My comedic overstatement of how long this film is.
Oh, I missed it.
Didn't even, too busy thinking about patting yourself on your back for your rhyming and alliterative prose in your opening statement.
A little bit, yeah.
Ridiculous. All right, okay, good. We are where
Should we
we
move
are.
on to the cast?
Yeah.
You are being particularly grumpy already. You're meant to be open to like listening to my thoughts on it and accepting that I'm right. That's
well,
just keep an open mind. You can try.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
You're starting really don't like. You could move to don't like.
I could move to don't like, couldn't I? Yeah.
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 Anyway, the cast. So this is obviously led out by Ewan McGregor playing Christian. This is Ewan McGregor at the peak of his powers at this stage of his career, in the middle of the Star Wars prequels, in that nice 5-year stint from Trainspotting through to this, where he was kind of doing some interesting things and probably the most prominent he has been in his career. I find him quite a difficult one to pigeonhole, Ewan McGregor. It's an odd one, isn't he?
Yeah, because he's a bit of a smug prick, but he's also quite pathetic. Which isn't really a mix that sort of...
I find him quite endearing and likable as a person. Like, I've seen him in like interviews and things like that, and he just kind of seems just like quite a nice chap, but quite jolly, quite,
I'm not sure, but I think he's a little bit up his own arse, I think.
Oh, okay, fine. I mean, we can disagree on that. We're going to disagree on a lot. He's not been in a load of genuinely great films or roles. Like, spoiler alert, we're going to do the top 3 McGregor later.
Yeah, it was tricky.
It was a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
He's been in quite a lot of stuff, but not a lot of great stuff. I would still like to be friends with him, though. If nothing, just to piss you off.
Yeah.
I do like him best, though, when he is in his sort of wide-eyed innocence in this, where he is that big gurney grin on himself, starry-eyed kind of thing. I think he pulls that off very well.
He has. Have you seen? What's it called? The motorbike thing he does
with his mate,
with Charlie.
Yeah,
who's really up his own ass.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor he forgets himself, I would say, and he comes across as a bit sometimes like arrogant movie star, and then he has still got the other side of him, like you were saying, like the affable chap that you wouldn't mind probably going to the pub with. But I do find he has both of those things, and I find that he has both of those things here as well. I sort of see what you're saying when you go like, I feel sorry for him, stuff like that, because I do think there's a vulnerability that he puts across quite well.
Yeah, I think he's kind of believable in that tortured artistic type being torn about by losing his one love, over egging the pudding and that side of thing, like the end of the world, yada 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 side of things. I think he's kind of believable at that side of things, as well as that innocent bit as well. What did you make of his singing, Carl?
Not bad, yeah. It's all right.
Odd voice, I thought, though. It's quite, I don't know. High isn't the word.
I don't know. He sounds like... Yeah, it's not the fullest voice.
No, maybe that's what I'm.
He sounds like he is definitely not a singer, but he's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Like if you walked in and he was doing karaoke in your pub, you'd go, "Oh, he's a pretty good singer, that guy." But then when you put him actually against proper singers, not that there are necessarily any proper singers in here, but there are definitely some better singers.
I think you're right, though. It's the lack of richness of the voice.
Yeah,
I think, isn't
it's
it?
a bit like
it's like
that.
he's in tune. It's in tune. Yeah. It's doing all the right things from that perspective.
Yeah, I think it's all right,
voice.
but he's definitely not. You can tell he's definitely not.
Yeah, I think it works.
Yeah, agreed.
What about Nicole Kidman, Satine?
I think she's pretty brilliant in this, I've got to say.
Yeah,
because she has quite a few phases to go through, or a few different sort of faces. Partly because she is an actor.
Yeah, she's playing a role.
She does the sort of like the powerful stuff very well, the secure dominant stuff, but then she does the sort of vulnerability brilliantly, the sort of the helplessness and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think she's really good.
Nominated for
really
Best
enjoyed
Actress
her.
in the Oscars this year.
And I did read some reviews where her singing got a bit of a kick in, but I thought she was a pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
in here as well.
I'm going to come on to this later, but they've not gone for the complete unknown version of it wanting to sound, I guess, realistic, like they were singing it at the time, kind of thing.
No.
Like it's all very much overdubbed and done and put onto it, right? So you don't know how much work has been done within that to make it sound good. But yeah, I thought both their singing was perfectly decent for this.
Yeah, I don't mind her voice at all. I think hers is a notch above McGregor's.
Well, she sung with Robbie Williams, so she probably
sounds
outperformed
good on
him.
that record.
Yeah. Was that around this time? Must have been not too far.
Yeah, probably.
Detached from that, when Robbie Williams was going through his.
Yeah, because he was like turn of the century sort of.
Yeah, surely. She also, I think, brings enough weird to make this work as well, because she's got like the serious thing as you were saying, but then has to bring the silly parts to it as well, and I think she does that balance.
Enjoyed it
quite nicely. Throws herself into it as well. Supporting. Who do you want to start with?
I've got Jim Broadbent.
Oh yeah, Jimmy B. Harold Zidler.
My first note on him is really good face acting in his introduction, his opening number, which again is obviously because he's in a production. He's really selling it. But I liked him. I think he's sort of sleazy enough to be that sort of owner, pimp sort of thing that he is, and dislikable enough on that angle, but yet also pathetic and bumbling when it comes to him bowing to the Duke, and he sells that side really well. For him to still, in spite of what he is, sell you the sort of, I'm kind of rooting for him as well.
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty good, yeah.
So I remember on initial watch, him being my least favourite thing in this when I saw it back when it was released. But then on this repeat viewing, he's probably one of my favourite things in this. He's actually as well wearing a fat suit in this, so it's not all him.
Yeah, I should think so.
He was quite big.
It's very rotund.
Yes, but yeah, I'm with you on it. It's probably the deepest performance in terms of he's got the character. Sorry,
I don't know if it's deeper
character.
than Satine, but he has got both sides to play.
His singing voice,
fine for what he was asked to do.
Opera singer dubbed over in the Like a Virgin to try and match him, which is a little bit disappointing.
I don't know if I necessarily pick those bits out anyway. When I think of his scene, I just think of the almost spoken word bits he was doing.
Shouting, isn't he? That sort of thing.
But okay, yeah,
in the
fine,
big opening bit, you mean? Yeah.
What
about Richard Roxburgh's The Duke?
Do you think he's got a bit of the Dominic Greens about him?
Yes,
in both look and fucking sleaziness.
Yeah, he has. When you say Dominic Green, you mean
Dominic Green King IPA,
the actor who plays.
Yeah, the French lad.
Yeah.
Whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Mathieu
Améric.
Yeah, Mathieu Améric. Yes, I thought he was pretty good as well, honestly.
He's playing a ridiculous...
He's a ridiculous character.
Over-the-top villain role,
right?
Isn't it?
But he's obviously, the posh twat that comes in. But he lets his insecurities shine through, and he becomes more and more sort of dastardly throughout. And it does go a bit like Dick Dastardly, wacky racist style, right?
It does. That's a good show.
But I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed him.
And I mean this in the nicest possible way, but he's hamming it up. You know, like it, in that same way that we've talked about with Hook.
Yes.
And things like that, where it's a very big character and going all the way to make it that dastardly character. But yeah, you get the Weasley nature to it as well. So yeah, good performance from old Roxburgh, Australian he is. What about John Leguizamo as Toulouse? Did you call him out?
Yeah, see, I did that initially as well. You want to put an extra syllable after the Z.
Is it not?
No, it's just Leguizamo.
Is there no Iamo?
I go like Zamano sometimes as well, and you've just gone Ziamo.
That's how I've written it. I mean,
but yeah, it's weird.
I didn't copy and paste
Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Or Leguizamo, however you actually pronounce it.
He plays Toulouse. Acting on his knees and squatting most of the time. Needed physical therapy after this
Weird.
to recover. I don't get it.
Yeah, weird.
Like, if you want a midget, or a small person, whatever they're called nowadays.
Nowadays, he's done it again. He's done it again. All right, Nigel Farage.
I just don't want to offend. But by doing that, I offend.
Yeah, the dismissiveness of, whatever the fucking woke idiots are calling them these days. Hey.
It's just a very odd production choice, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't get it.
Now, I know they're obviously going for the ridiculousness, silliness, and he is very much front and centre with the slapstick side of things as well. So if it is just like, oh, look, he's playing a little person, let's laugh at him.
Yeah, that was me. It fell flat. Yeah,
don't really get that one.
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
Yeah, him himself, I don't know. He didn't. I quite like him.
I like him as well.
Things I've seen in this.
Big meh. Big meh.
I'm afraid. Sorry, John.
Yeah.
Anyone else you want to call out?
The only one I've actually called out is, I don't know how you say it, Jacek. Yeah, it would be Jacek, wouldn't it? Jacek Coman, the unconscious Argentinian.
Oh yes, good old narcoleptic.
Yeah. And I've not really got a ton of notes on him.
No.
But I just want to call him out because I have recast him.
Okay, good.
I mean, he was fine. I've got nothing bad to say either. But yeah,
fair enough.
The unconscious Argentinian.
The only other one that I want to call out is a cameo from Kylie Minogue as
it's Tinkerbell,
the Green Fairy. Yeah, Green Fairy.
Well, not yeah.
But again, that's Kylie right at her peak moments.
Yep.
I enjoyed.
Who didn't?
Recasting Carl?
Apparently she's brilliant to get on the beer with, Kylie Minogue.
Really?
Yeah, apparently she likes Australian in it, mate.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Apparently she likes a proper sesh.
Well, Kylie, if you're listening, we also like a proper sesh, so come on down.
Yeah, Australians and the English. Oof, match made in heaven, isn't it?
That's it. Recasting, Carl, who do you want to start with? I found this quite difficult, I want to say, by the way. I do want to start with a couple of people that were up for the roles, and then you can hit me with who you've got. Yeah. So Catherine Zeta-Jones was up for Satine, and she's obviously got the singing, dancing talent thing that she did Chicago and such like.
Can't do the vulnerability as well as Nicole did.
It didn't fit for me. And then Heath Ledger was up for Christian, but was decided that he was too young to go up against Nicole Kidman.
I have one more that Baz Luhrman really wanted for Christian.
And that was?
Leo.
Oh, well, I suppose he's done Romeo and Juliet, hasn't he?
Yes.
With him.
Couldn't sing.
Couldn't do the sing. Yeah, I was going to say.
Couldn't sing.
Doesn't look like a guy who can sing.
No. So that didn't work. No, so I found to recast Ewan McGregor quite a challenge because I think he has got those sort of two sides that I spoke about earlier. But it got a lot easier recasting him when I realised that I don't have to find another Ewan McGregor. I just have to recast this film. And the story in this film is just a fucking shit Shakespeare in Love rehash. So I went for Joseph Fiennes.
Okay.
Who could, of course, do the lovelorn writer who's in love with the star of the show, couldn't he?
You've just
could do that quite, yeah, could do that quite well, couldn't he? Well, did I or did they?
I don't think they claim this to be an original anything. I mean, I think he says it's La Boheme mixed with something.
Yes, I'll come on to it's the fact that it's not original anything in a bit, but.
Just presented in a slightly different way.
Joseph Fiennes, there we go.
Joseph Fiennes. Okay, cool. What about for Satine?
Yeah, so Catherine Zeta-Jones, bless her, she can't do it like Nicole did it. Those vulnerable moments. She can do the showy bits.
What about Zellweger?
Renee Zellweger is my pick.
Yep. You've been down the other Chicago route.
Yeah.
She can do the vulnerable, for sure.
Yeah,
I can see that. Good call. Yeah, I thought for Christian, because I, again, was going down that route of you kind of need someone who's a bit clean-cut, British, ideally. Struggle to come up with anyone. And then Satine, you need, as I said, someone you need to do the alluring, but also the cute and vulnerable side of it as well. So, yeah, good shout with Zellweger. What about Broadbent?
Yeah, Harold Zidler. So, the theatre owner who's mean at first as he wields his power over those who seek his employment.
You're going to
but then is we bring on side as a bigger power and comes against him and threatens the very future of the theatre. And it's Geoffrey Rush.
You tell you watched Shakespeare in Love not that long ago.
Yeah.
So I thought you could go a different route with this one. So you could go full on Brian Blessed.
Yeah.
Or you could go Matt Berry if you wanted to go a bit younger.
I mean, Matt Berry would never have got it. He was only doing Channel 4 TV at the time, wasn't it? The problem with the Brian Blessed thing is you will believe him as the arsehole pimp.
Yes, but he'd be able to do the sensitive.
He won't do the bit where you need to root for the bumbling theatre.
Gordon's alive.
Yeah.
What about the Duke? Did you do the Duke?
Yeah, I did, and I've gone really sinister. Jeremy Irons.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Jeremy Irons is a superb actor.
He's probably a bit too. I don't know, legitimate. If he's playing that character,
I mean, he's played which is a brilliant villain, but he's played a more sort of Hollywood type villain in Die Hard with a Vengeance. Yeah. So I don't think he's beyond switching it up. But yeah, I think like again his insecurities getting to him, and then basically coming apart and getting more and more dastardly. Yeah, Jeremy Irons, dark, fierce. Fantastic.
So I know you won't like this, but what about Joseph's brother?
He was my initial pick, and I thought, you know what would be better than that? Jeremy Irons. No, again, you have real trouble with my appraisals of certain things because you pick up on a specific point and you forget about the rest of the things I say.
I try to.
Ralph Fiennes would be great in this role. Right? This is in his wheelhouse. I didn't say Ralph Fiennes was a bad actor. I just picked on a particular piece of bad casting that he was unable to bridge the gap for.
But this is another sort of, you would be looking for a sinister role, and you were saying he's not a sinister.
He's not sinister in that working class Cockney boy done good Cockney gangster
role.
He
could do the rich,
but he could definitely do the Duke who lets his insecurities get the better of him, and then he becomes an utter bastard. That is right in Ralph Fiennes' wheelhouse. He'd be great at that. I just think Jeremy Irons would be a bit better.
All right. Did you? You said you had one for the narcoleptic.
I did. Right. So the unconscious Argentinian, Antonio Banderas.
Oh, okay.
Now imagine him doing the Roxanne bit. He'd be good at the comedy bit, but my God, that bit would be sexy with Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, the sexy scene that accompanies the rape. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but yeah, he'd
attempted rape. To be fair,
Yes,
allegedly.
Allegedly. Should we stop?
Let's. Okay, and moving swiftly on to production. This is directed by Mr. Barry Luhrman.
Barry Luhrman.
I'm assuming that's his real name.
Yeah.
He's Baz, right?
He's Baz, yeah. Bazzer. Barry.
He's bound to be called Barry, isn't he?
Yeah, Barry Luhrman. Barry L.
I mean, if there was one director, Carl, I would put my money on you not liking. It would be this guy.
Bizarrely, though, I like Romeo and Juliet. His Romeo and Juliet.
When did you last watch
Romeo and Juliet? This is the thing.
Did you watch it at school?
I didn't watch it at school. I've seen it since then.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But a long time ago still. And I might watch that again and go, I just liked the fact there were guns in Shakespeare.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I might have liked.
That was on my list this week to watch because I wanted to watch something related to this, but I went down the Nicole Kidman in Eyes Wide Shut route instead.
And maybe I just really, really liked John Leguizamo. He's Tybalt.
Tybalt was good in that, to be fair. It was a good Tybalt.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe I'll just leave that where it is in my memory. Probably not. We'll probably talk about it at some point. Who knows?
So in terms of the other films that Luhrmann's done, I know you've seen Elvis and you're not a big fan, right?
Yeah, I didn't. That was fine. But
it's not.
Yeah, I'm not.
And it's not on the same type of film as
not
this.
At all. Yeah.
The Great Gatsby, have you seen?
Not all of it.
I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've. Maybe I've seen it. I might have seen it. I don't know. It was very unmemorable if I've seen it.
Lost generation thing, isn't it? Which actually appeals a little bit. But yeah, I don't recall being enamoured by the style of it, as you say.
Australia?
Never seen it.
Me neither. I probably would like it. being the big gay bear that I am.
That's Hugh. That's Hugh, isn't it? Hugh
Jackman and
Kidman. Yeah.
So I probably would quite like it.
Yeah.
Big epic romancy thing.
Mm.
So I might give that a go. Then obviously Romeo and Juliet and Strictly Ballroom, the two parts of the Red Curtain trilogy, as they called it, retrospectively. Not seen Strictly Ballroom. No. Not really tempted to either, to be honest. I don't know. There's something doesn't really appeal for that. Okay, you don't hate him quite as much as I thought. Because you've got some potentially redeeming feature for Romeo plus Juliet.
Well, only the one. Yeah.
Fair enough. What do you make of the length of this, Carl?
It's way too long.
It is way too long, isn't it?
Yeah.
20 minutes off it, I reckon you'd be comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, to tap back into something I said in my opening statement, look, I don't like musicals, we know that. It's not for me. But if your plot is as shit as this one is, in so much as that it is such a cliched, basic plot, it's straight down the line, right? So I'm throwing words out like it's shit, I'm having a bit of a laugh there. But, like, there's nothing to be gained from the plot that you didn't already see coming or haven't seen before. Why is it so long? You've completely overplayed your hand. Now, maybe, if you absolutely love all the musical numbers and everything, you're going to get lost in it enough. I think it's taking the piss, really.
I think it's certainly the second half where it loses its way a little bit with
the last 3 hours.
The last 3 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
So where it starts to lean into the melodrama side of it and the angst side of it, it draws that out far longer than it needs to, and that'll likely come up in my changes shortly. What do we think to the title, Carl? It's Moulin Rouge !
Good title, right?
Does exactly what it says in the tin, doesn't it? It's about
Red Mill doesn't work.
Red Mill doesn't work.
Red Mill does not work.
No.
Foreign language makes it.
Yeah.
This was me thinking last week. Bullet train, Shinkansen. Is there something exotic in the foreign language?
What about the exclamation mark?
Yeah, I like the exclamation mark.
It's very on brand with it, isn't it? I mean, it fits. It's a very exclamation mark kind of film.
I want to retrospectively change what don't you like thing.
Okay.
And I want to say fucking Ryanair, because we'd have been staying around the corner from the fucking Moulin Rouge last year. Were it not for Ryanair bollocksing up my Paris weekend. Never mind. I've let it go.
Would you have gone?
No, because we'd have had the kids.
Oh, yeah.
But it'd have been still pretty cool to be like in
we
that
were tempted. We were tempted to go, and me and Emma went, but decided. I think it was quite pricey. I think it's quite an expensive day.
I'll come on to cabarets and my relationship with them at some point.
Is that why you're wearing that outfit? I did wonder.
Red Mill doesn't work. The foreign language makes it. I like the exclamation mark. I wondered if a little "the" in there would have elevated it even more.
Le Moulin Rouge?
No.
The Moulin Rouge?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I quite like it. It does sound better than Le Moulin Rouge, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's all about, because really it should be Le Moulin Rouge, Moulin Rouge, but the Moulin Rouge would have been like, oh, yeah.
Oh, don't mind it, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that could have really given it some
change
impact.
That. Is that one of your 3 changes?
It is now, yeah. Yeah, it is now.
Good stuff. Budget-wise, it's bang on that 50 million budget.
It's your middle of the road.
Middle of the road. And to be fair, they've done a fair bit with that budget. There's a lot going on in this in terms of making it look jazzy and snazzy.
You can also tell that they didn't have that much money because of the postcard/painting style flashbacks, which I actually liked.
Quite like, yeah.
But yeah, you do that sort of stuff when you've run out of dough.
Yeah, it was a surprisingly low return at the box office though, 184 million. Now, not to be sniffed at.
No, not at all.
But
not budget.
I thought it was a lot bigger at the time. Like I imagined it being more in the sort of 200 to 300 kind of
go with that,
range. But there we go. Maybe not so much.
Yeah.
Now, Carl, we've talked about its looks.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to call out particularly about how it's?
Well, I mean, Baz Luhrman's done a lot of drugs, hasn't he? I think we can say that. There are way too many cuts.
Yes.
All of the time. Now, if you want a rapid fire scene, cool. So we've mentioned the length of cuts, the number of cuts came up when we were discussing Quantum of Solace.
It did, yeah.
Right.
In an action scene, yeah.
I don't think we should say that too many cuts or a lot of cuts, more to the point, is a byword for bad. It's not.
It has an effect, right?
Yeah.
And they use that to effect.
It doesn't work on Quantum of Solace because we get lost in what's happening.
Yes.
Here,
it's meant to be dizzying. It's meant to be...
if you're talking about discombobulating the Duke.
Discombobulating, yes.
Yeah. Great choice.
Yes.
The problem is...
They use it too much.
It's the whole fucking movie. And it then gets tiresome, which is annoying.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. It's very effective when it's used, but it's an overused tool, and it should be used more sparingly at the right times. For, as you say, the times where you're trying to confuse the Duke, or when Christian first goes to the Moulin Rouge and there's so much going on. Like using it in those two places would have made perfect sense, but they use it literally throughout.
Yeah.
Even when it goes to a bit more mellow, a bit sadder times of it, they're still doing it then, and actually that would have lent itself better to just staying on the characters and doing longer tracking shots.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
I agree.
Having said that, part of what comes with that style is that, the fantastical, crazy, loud performances and the fantastical musical performances, such as your song on the elephant, where they're sort of flying through the air and all of that, where a lot of that first half is just so bedazzling and great in that way, and it picks that aesthetic and sticks with it, and it just continues to turn the volume up in the first half, and then the second half it goes down into a different route. It's less snazzy and bright and colourful. The colour does seem to sort of drain from it a little bit as well, and that leads to I think one of my favourite parts of it and how it's shot. You've already mentioned with the Roxanne tango. Where again they do use the rapid cutting, and I think again they've used the rapid cutting there quite effectively because it's building drama and it's shifting towards the dance scene and the attempted sort of assault on Satine. So that does work, but it's in isolation that it works. If you've got it happening in every single scene, you go, it's effective for that scene. It's effective for that scene. Collectively, though, cumulatively, it starts to add up and become a little bit tiresome.
It makes it hard work. And again, look, as with all these things, you can look past that if you are super into it, but I wasn't, and it really grated.
It's very in your face, isn't it?
It really is. Talking about in my face.
I'm sorry.
Cabarets and that sort of thing.
Yes.
There's something about musicals in general, but this sort of show, something about it on a screen in my living room.
If you were there,
I just don't. It doesn't get me. I find them incredibly tiresome. Yet, face to face, I'm there if something's happening. I really enjoy stuff like that. I don't know whether it's because I think I'm appreciating everything that's gone into this, and I'm making this in the same way that you sort of live music's a different experience to the polished production version of your album that you get when you listen at home, right? And with a few very rare exceptions, I would never put a live album on at home because you go, well, it's not actually as good sounding as the studio version. But then when you're there, that's a different thing. You're appreciating that thing is being created in front of you.
Well, it's more all-consuming as well when you're there, right? It's a sense. It's an assault on the senses all around you, and you're in that collective experience as well, which I think always helps. And actually, seeing this film with a big audience as well might have helped bring you along with that as well on the big screen and doing all of that. Seeing it at home on your own in your pants in the living room.
Well, I wasn't wearing pants, but
just for my own imagination, you definitely were.
So it just doesn't grab me. I was thinking about the scene. It's how exciting is it? So exciting. The so exciting scene, the one where they're trying to hoodwink the Duke. Yeah. I was thinking, if I was sat
where the Duke was
watching this, as a live performance, and however they would manage to put that together, I would just think, oh, that's amazing. When it's on the screen, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's all right. it just doesn't grab me at all. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So I think, in summary for how it looks, it's loud, both in sound, colour, attitude, particularly in the first half. It's as subtle and nuanced as a sparkly sledgehammer, right?
Yeah.
And it does use that sparkly sledgehammer to pound you into submission somewhat, particularly in the first half. Sounds-wise, Carl, what did you make of the music? The mashups, the playing of the lots of different songs you will have heard of in different ways. And
well, I've got this in plot, but I think this is essentially the England football team's 1998 post-match interviews that's got out of hand. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
So for anybody that isn't, they had a bet where they had to name as many, they had to slip in as many song titles or lyrics as possible into these interviews. And even when called out on it, Gareth Southgate, it was Alan Shearer. Yeah. Brilliant piece of improvisation. Just maybe it's your imagination. Fantastic. But it's kind of that, right, where they've just gone. Maybe the songs have less of a problem with, actually. So the actual modern day songs, I think they call it a jukebox musical.
Jukebox musical, yeah. That's why I called it at the start. Yeah.
You did. Look, I might have ragged on you for not listening to me.
You were listening for my
If you think this isn't going both ways,
ang instead of and, not actually listening to the content.
That's right. That's right. So maybe I don't mind the songs so much. The modern thing, the mashups, that's all good. Makes it very accessible. Fantastic. I had less time for the fact that song lyrics made up a lot of the dialogue.
Which is a musical, but yes.
Yeah, but a lot of it was spoken word, though.
Well, we've been over this with... Yes, okay, yeah, that's fine. We've been over this with Nightmare Before Christmas as well.
Yeah.
You don't like where there's no dialogue and it's just all of the singing that's telling the dialogue.
No, yeah, but it's not just that. So even the bits where he's telling her, like, what love is and he's using modern-day song lyrics, it's like, oh, the joke is... That's a song that I know that actually doesn't exist at the point this movie's set. Well, that's funny.
Well, no, yes.
But again, it's like they use it again and again and again and again. It's like, no, I got bored of it, I think. The spoken word side of it and that leaning on, hey, these are songs you know, and like, yeah, all right, I get it. Can you just fucking get on and tell me the story? Thank you. But maybe I've less of a problem with the actual song bits themselves.
Yeah, I mean, there's only
if you can separate them out.
One original song in this. And even that was written for Romeo and Juliet.
What's that?
And not used, come what may.
When did they do that one?
It's a returning motif. It's their secret song that they all sing, and then they know they're talking that one. Okay. But that was written for Romeo and Juliet. Wasn't used, so used it in this.
Right.
All the rest are popular music, including It Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Your song obviously is one of the bigger ones where it's one of the first opening numbers on the big elephant and stuff. But I loved the use of music of that style thing, the jukebox musical, and we'll come on to this in hybrid because I've tried to bring it again. Probably suggest a film you've not seen, so it might fall flat on its face, but we'll see. But the jukebox musical, I don't think you can be more effective in how it's done here. And just as you've kind of said, like, oh, they're bringing, with explaining what love is, doing that thing where you're bringing things in. I love that because you're just like, oh yeah.
No, I understand the gag. It just wears thin, mate.
Yes, but I really appreciate it and enjoy that bit.
Also, Sheila's Wheels have done them dirty.
Sheila's Wheels?
No, it's not Sheila's Wheels, is it? Because all I could think of when
that's
they go... That's
Australian, so... I mean...
the one where they go, if you're looking for cheaper car insurance, diamonds are a girl's best friend. You don't remember that one? Diamond car insurance?
Yeah, probably Diamond, yeah. You're probably right, yeah.
That was where my head went when they started singing that song. That's actually the fucking car insurance song. Yeah, not Sheila's Wheels. That's not even insurance. Is it insurance?
It's Australian and car insurance, so, you're kind of on brand.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, there you go.
I realised I had a load of notes written down for all the different songs and how they were used. And guess what I've not done?
Saved it?
Transferred them into this.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
They're all handwritten. Yeah, so I can't talk about much of that.
Fantastic.
I really enjoyed it. And I had specific examples that I wanted to bring up. But there you go. Anything else on production, Carl?
No.
I've got two things, actually. A production trope. We like our trope alerts
Yep.
on this podcast. The use of the typewriter, sort of saying the words that are being written as it's being spoken and stuff. You've seen that in multiple times, you know.
Probably Shakespeare in Love, to be fair.
I don't think they had typewriters back then.
Did not?
I don't think so. They have pre-typewriter Shakespeare.
Was it just a lad chiseling on a stone next to him or
It
something?
was just a quill. I would imagine it'd be a quill.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah. And I've got one. Did you know?
Right.
So did you know?
It'd be brilliant if this was nothing to do with the film, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a really good bit. Yeah. You know, I didn't know that, actually. Brilliant, yeah.
Oh, maybe I should start doing that.
Yeah.
No, never mind. It is related to the film. So Nicole Kidman, she was going to be in Panic Room.
Okay, instead of Jodie Foster.
Yeah, but she had to drop out due to the injury she suffered during the filming of this, which opened the way for Jodie Foster.
What was the
to be in
injury?
Panic Room. She broke a few ribs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corset too tight.
Well, I don't actually know. Let's say yes.
You don't actually know. So did you know?
Did
you don't
you know?
actually know.
I know that one thing. I do not know the other thing.
Very good. Very good.
Do you want to play a game?
I'd love to play a game.
Oh, good. Well, the game is called Red Mill, Carl. You know why it's called Red Mill?
Moulin Rouge, yes.
It's Red Mill in what language?
French.
French. Yes, well done. So I'm going to give you the French title of some famous films, and all you have to do is identify the English title that everyone will be familiar with. But first, we need a theme song for this game, so here we go. Red Mill, that's what Moulin Rouge means.
Straight up. Played it with a straight bat. Lovely.
Translate these other films from French to Anglais.
No. Yeah.
Let's play the
French to Anglais.
game.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Francais to Anglais.
No.
Yeah.
No, that would have rhymed and ruined it.
Mm.
So I have 8 to get through, Carl. I've numbered them 1 to 8. Where would you like to start?
I think I'll start with number
You
1.
can start with number 1. Okay, good stuff. So the French is... I'm going to put my best French accent on here. Heard it?
Good. You do speak a bit of French, do you?
Oui.
Oui. Très bon.
Oh. D'accord. Okay.
All right. Big-headed now, aren't we, really?
I don't know what it means. The French teacher always just say
D'accord. It means I agree.
Yeah. Does it?
Yeah, agreed.
Really?
Yeah, it means agreed.
Cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
You speak a bit of French, don't you?
Oui.
Yeah.
Okay. For number 1. Mon beau-père et moi.
Well, I mean, that's my grandfather and I, but is that a film?
Beau-père, not grandfather.
Oh, pretty father.
Yeah.
Nice father.
Yeah.
Nice dad.
Yeah. Actually translates as father-in-law.
Oh.
My father-in-law and me.
Okay.
What could that be?
My father-in-law and me.
So what English film could that be?
What's it? Meet the Parents?
Meet the Parents,
Yeah.
yes. I feel like we're ripping off Kate's game here a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah, that Kate and Johnny helped out with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see.
That's fine.
Where do you want to go next, Carl?
I think I'll go number 2.
Number 2,
Yeah.
okay. Maman, j'ai raté l'avion.
Right, avion, that's like plane or flying or something, isn't it?
Plane, yeah.
What was the first bit, sorry?
Maman.
Okay.
I like it sounds. Maman.
Yeah, all right.
J'ai raté l'avion.
I mean, you say maman like it sounds like what's mon mean? Man?
Mummy. Mummy.
Oh, right, okay. What you say? What you saying? M-A-M there?
M-A-M-A-N. Maman.
A-N. Maman. Okay,
Maman.
all right, yeah.
That means mummy.
Right.
And I missed the plane.
Mummy, I missed the plane. Home Alone.
Home Alone. Yes, well done. Okay, we're sticking with a plane theme here. Y a-t-il un pilote dans l'avion?
All right. So, have you got a ticket for the plane or something? Is it?
Un pilote.
The pilot. Are you the pilot for the plane?
Y a-t-il un pilote dans l'avion? Is there a pilot on the plane?
Well, airplane.
Airplane.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
right, yeah.
Very good.
These are the titles as they were in
En France.
released in French. In France.
Oui.
Weird.
Yeah. Are you ready for the next one?
All very literal, aren't they?
Where do you want to go next?
I think we're up to number 4 now, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah, we'll go number 4.
SOS Fantôme.
Okay. Ghost ship?
So it's like his SOS help, ghosts help.
Oh,
Ghosts.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters,
Okay,
very
right,
good. Yeah. Okay, this one's a good one. Oh, wait, which number do you want to go for first?
Number 5.
Five,
Number
okay.
5, yeah.
Okay. Arnaque, crime et botanique. Arnaque, crime et botanique. Is it crimes?
I was going to say, yeah.
Crime.
Yeah.
Crime.
Right. Botanic crimes.
So it actually translates as scams, crimes, and botanics.
Okay. Botanics must be drugs, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scams, crimes, and botanics. I mean, scams and crimes.
Yeah, there's a bit tautological.
Duplicative there, but yeah.
Duplicative, is that right? Yeah.
Why not?
Must be. I don't know. We'll look that up because don't miss an opportunity to tell you bespoke. Doesn't really work when I don't know if it's the right word.
Any ideas?
No.
Lock, stock, and 2 smoking barrels.
Oh, okay, yeah. Again, very literal as to what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't call it lock, stock, and 2 smoking barrels. No one would know what it's about.
Yeah.
Where would you want to go next?
Maybe they just reject the idea that the title doesn't have to tell you what the film's about.
I have chosen 8 films. There are a lot of films that are just called the same.
Okay.
So, it wouldn't work in the game, though.
No, that's true.
Where do you want to go next?
I better go number 6, I think.
Okay. Un jour sans fin. Un jour sans fin.
End of days.
Close. An endless day.
The longest day.
No, it's a day that doesn't end or might happen over and over.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day, yes, well done. Where do you want to go next? You got a choice, 7 or 8?
I think I'll go number 7.
Okay, 7. Okay. Moi, moche et méchant.
Something about dog.
So moi, you know what moi?
Yes, me.
Yeah. Moche means ugly.
Right.
Et méchant means mean. So me or I, ugly and mean.
No idea, mate.
Animation. Pointy nose like me. Ugly and mean like me. It's got small little yellow things.
Oh, fucking minions.
Yeah, yes. So, but
Despicable Me.
Despicable
We'd
Me.
have been here a very long time
Yeah,
on that one.
yeah, we got there. And then the last one, number 8. Les dents de la mer. Les dents de la mer. Remember dents?
Teeth.
Teeth.
They've fully they've teethed it, haven't they? It's Jaws.
It is Jaws. The
They've
teeth of the sea.
So they've taken a great title and they've decided to make it shitter.
They have.
And they've gone, but what happens if they don't know where the teeth are from?
Well, it's not teeth of the vagina, just to be clear.
Well, yeah. Well, that film hasn't happened yet, has it? Yeah. But no.
And Jaws 2, they called it Les Dents de la Mer deuxième partie, rather than Les Dents de la Mer 2, because that sounds a bit too much like Les Dents de la Merde, which would have been teeth of shit, which no one wants.
There's not even a joke there because Jaws 2's fine.
Yeah. But well done, you did all right.
I think my French teacher's rolling in his grave.
D'accord.
Yeah. I don't know if he's dead. But he will be now.
More.
Yeah.
More? Mort? More?
More. Yeah. More.
Okay, let's move on to le plot, which means the plot. So we've already kind of covered this in production, as is our kind of brand. But for me, it seems split very much into 2 halves. So the first half's that dizzying, disorientating, over-the-top musical. It's very silly. It's very broad. It's got the slapstick. Classic case of mistaken identity. That's the complete farce that's then needed to drive the plot forward initially. And then you move into that second half where they lean less on the musical mashups and all of that. And it gets a little bit more sentimental, angst-ridden, melodramatic, becomes increasingly serious as the stakes are kind of raised in terms of life and death, with Christian being potentially going to be killed. And Satine, obviously, we know as the audience that she's on borrowed time. And I think if you've bought into the central couple and you've gone along with the teacups ride, the spinny, twisty-turny, you've bought into the ridiculous nature, I think it can suck you in, but I can easily see how, even if you're a little bit cynical or not really into it, that this could completely turn you off, particularly in the second half. But also the first half could completely not be some people's thing as well.
I mean, it's interesting you've split it into halves. I can't say can't say that's something I noticed. Maybe it's just because the first half, as you say, had worn me down.
I'm not saying it's equal in length half, but it
by
just
that
seems
point.
definitely too.
Yeah, I don't actually recall a bit where it sort of crosses over into being something else, if you like. And you're making sense. I would say that at that point it becomes Shakespeare in Love, right? Fully. But it didn't feel like that to me. I mean, I should like a lot of this. There's no problem with the Shakespeare in Love storyline, by the way. I said it's a cliched storyline. It's been done loads. Absolutely fine. No problem with that. And it's like a glimpse back in time, nightclubs, drinking. I should love it.
Which you're a big fan of.
Yeah.
Well, drinking.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. It's a fair cop. But it's full of fucking songs, mate.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that it's just not for me. I've already said, look, Nick, in modern day song lyrics, fine, I understand the gag, but it wears thin. I did enjoy there were a couple of scenes I did enjoy.
Oh, good. Well done.
One is the so exciting bit.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that from a very sort of, God, I wish I was there watching this as a live production rather than actually fucking watching it on the screen because it doesn't hit the same. But I was like, maybe there's something in that. I understand how that's a fun way to advance the narrative somewhat, right? And also the Roxanne scene, again, was the other standout one for me, is where you go, well, at least something's actually happening sort of story-wise here. And it was quite well done, as you say, how it cuts between the two, obviously the stage show and the actual events. So I did think that was all right, but yeah, it's just too long, mate, really.
So I wanted to call out a couple of bits on the plot. So one, I think, which was a kind of important decision that was made with the plot relating to Zidler and how he operates. Because I kind of said at the beginning that he's got maybe the more interesting character. And the bit that I thought was an important decision that they made was to put the deeds of the Moulin Rouge on the line with the Duke, so that Zidler almost has a bit of a split loyalty, right? He can't just be going full on to Satine and going, yeah, go off you go, have a great time, because if it all falls to shit, then he's going to lose his gaff. Yeah, I don't know why I said gaff.
Yeah, it's not very you, is it?
I don't know where I've come from there. Yeah, mate.
Lose his fucking gaff, mate, if this all goes tits up.
But because of how it has been done, Harold has that loyalty to Satine, has the loyalty to the Moulin Rouge.
Just imagine you walking into the Moulin Rouge and go, look at the state of this gaff. Fucking hell, have you ever seen anything like it?
Marching powder all over the shop.
That's how you just turned to Danny Dyer.
Oh, look at the Norks on her. Oh,
yeah, Norks, nice. Oh. Yeah, Norks.
Anyway, my important point here, I was trying to take this seriously, Carl.
Yeah, okay, it was really boring there. Sorry, yeah. I'm sorry.
So Zidler has loyalty to Satine, loyalty to Moulin Rouge, has the whole thing, the show must go on, right? Even though he kind of knows that she's dying. Plus, Satine has the loyalty to Zidler, as well as her own ambition to be a real actress. And I think if they didn't have that, it would have got to a point they go, well, why don't we just go? But you've kind of got Zidler going like, no, you kind of got to stay. And Satine's going, well, I can't leave Zidler.
Okay, insert another joke about how that's just the Shakespeare in Love plot.
Sure.
But I actually didn't actually get that from Zidler. I think that was just a lie he tells all of his girls, because he is just a sleazy pimp at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he was ever invested in her making it at all. I think it was all about how can he hang on to his business. I think it's how bumbling he is and pathetic he sort of is, that you come back round and go, well, okay, the Duke's obviously a right cunt, and we're not siding with him. And I think it's credit to what's his face that we do end up rooting for. Yeah, Broadbent, that we do end up rooting for Zidler a little bit.
Well, yeah, so I thought there could have been a larger plot strand where Zidler betrays Satine for the good of the Moulin Rouge, right? Essentially puts that above her, and then there's a redeeming side of it. He redeems himself. But they only really flirt with that before I think his loyalty to Satine is revealed. And it's revealed by, one, telling her about Christian being under the threat of death.
Yeah.
And so then she wants to run away, and he then tells her about her prognosis, the fact that she is dying. And then
which he kept from her initially until it was beneficial for him.
Well, it was, yes. He hid it because it was beneficial for him, for sure, yeah. But I think they could have gone really down that route where he became a little bit of a shady guy and actually was detrimental to their coming together as a couple, right? And then he redeems himself at the end, but didn't quite go down that route. He does obviously tell her the plan of, obviously, you need to hurt him to save him and get her to break him up, which again drives to the climax of this quite a melodramatic conclusion. But they don't quite do that. But you still do have a little bit of redemption where he punches the Duke as he's running towards with the gun and kind of saves the day in that way, and does stand up for them in the end. But I don't know. I feel like they could have had rather than just the Duke being a sort of the bad guy getting in the way. I feel like they could have made Zidler maybe a bit more complicated and complex and helped with that.
Like, they've pulled the punches on that, and I don't think that's necessarily a problem, because I don't think they're actually really interested in a really deep, complicated story.
No, but I think it would have added something.
I agree. I think they're going after the other thing instead, which is a basic story as a vehicle to sell you this experience that we talked about in production, the things they're doing there. I think it's great. If that's the way they want to go, fair play. It's not my thing, but I can see why people would like it. It's just too long and self-indulgent with that. If it is as long as it is, I sort of agree. There was scope to do something more with the plot. They didn't really do, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that's where they could have used the length, right? If they wanted to go a bit longer and make it a bit complex.
But you've never said that before.
One more trope alert.
Oh, God.
Coughing blood into a white handkerchief.
It's
a classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic. Also, what is consumption?
TB.
Okay. Yeah, I suspected.
And you would have coughed blood into a hanky, I guess, so that's fair enough. But it's definitely a trope.
I was done onto the floor, because I'm kind of like that, my gaff.
Fucking hankies, mate.
Yeah. You got anything else on the plot?
Just to say the gun bonging on the Eiffel Tower.
Yes.
Oh, my God. What was that?
I mean, it's no more ridiculous than anything else that they've done at the time. So... yeah, no. It was kind of on brand, but yeah, it was a little bit like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, we move on to des changements, or any changes. A section where we each come up with up to...
Des changements?
Des changements? Yeah, I don't have a question mark on my section header. It's just any changes. Any changes.
Yeah. Any changes, mate.
Any changes. Anyway, we each come up with up to 3 changes. How many do you have, Carl?
Oui, très.
Moi aussi. What's your first one, Carl?
You've got to chop some time out.
Yeah.
It's too long for going at the simplistic plot that it has. I do think some of the numbers are too long. I mean, in general, the whole thing's bloated, but I do think some of the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, even the diamonds are a girl's best friend thing could have been.
You're looking for cheaper car insurance.
That could have been cut down a bit.
Also, weird to reference car insurance. What's that about?
Why are they doing that? Yeah,
they do.
Sponsored by Sheila's Wheels. No,
it's diamonds.
But I feel like I have this change every week to make it shorter, but. The last third particularly needs to be shorter to get to the climax quicker, and I think you're right. I think there are certain numbers that could be cut down just to move it along a bit quicker.
Yeah.
My second one is that the death scene at the end goes on for far too long. Spoiler, sorry. It goes on for far too long. Even testing my patience. It's just like, just fucking die already. Jesus, come on. Time's a ticking. What about you? Second change?
Listen, mate, you've got to get rid of that gun bonging on the Eiffel Tower at the end. I mean, that's sort of... What was the other one you talked me into halfway through as well? You said, is that one of your changes?
I'm not doing your work for you.
No, well, you did. What was it?
I'm not reminding you of it.
I can't remember it now, but that was one of those silly moments where you just go, "Oh no, just don't do that."
My last one is remove Toulouse or change Toulouse.
Yep.
Might be a bit harsh on Le Gousignano, but yeah, he's
I've got a very similar one. There are too many peripheral characters, and I don't know if it would be him. Maybe it'd be the Argentinian. I'm not sure.
Argentinian,
yeah, like there are too many of that.
We don't
need
merge
all
those two characters. Though.
Yeah, you probably could have done.
I think you could have made those two. And
Yeah.
Le Gousignano could have maybe done both of them.
Yeah.
As in, he could have done that character. I mean.
Yeah.
All right. That's 3 changes. Okay, moving on to the data, or les données, which I thought was just le dateur, but yeah, there we go. Ratings-wise, IMDb 7.6 out of 10. Letterboxd, bang on, 3.8, exactly the same out of 5. Metascore 66, so critics not absolutely loving it. Oh, the Academy, though. Oh, big stiffy from the Academy. 8 nominations, 2 wins, 1 for Best Art Direction and Best Costume. Fair dues, I reckon.
Yeah.
Good costume in there. Yeah. I would say if I was ranking costumes, I would put it right up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great
right
costuming.
up there.
Oh.
I would put it right up there.
It was also nominated for...
you like that, don't you, slag? Right up there.
It was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Lost out to Beautiful Mind. Shite.
Check out
Beautiful Mind in our feed. You can see our thoughts on that. I may have given away what I may think of that. It was also nominated for Best Actress, as we said earlier. Lost out to Halle Berry for Monsters Ball. You can't really argue with that. It's still the only black female to have won the Oscar.
Oh no, we did remark on that at the time. I don't think I've seen that film.
I have seen it. It's good.
Yeah.
Good performance for sure.
For God's sake, don't take it off her.
Christ. Yeah, if you do like the revisionist almanac that does that year, we go like, I'm gonna take it away. Yeah. Take it. She doesn't deserve it.
Really whitewash.
That'll be bad.
Hollywood. Yeah.
Oh. It was also nominated for cinematography, editing, makeup, and sound. Sound lost out to Black Hawk Down. You're a fan of Black Hawk Down, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's been a while since I've seen it. I mean, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Comparing like a war film like that. I can see it because
comparing it is
Apocalypse Now. The sound was fucking brilliant in Apocalypse Now, so I can see like check out Movie the Needle episode 3. Well, what was it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I can see like why you would reward a film like that, but it's an interesting comparison. What was the other one you said? Cinematography, sure. Editing, gets a fuck.
Yeah, and that was. I mean, if they're just going for volume.
Yeah. My God, the editor was busy here. Yeah.
They've done a lot of editing. Yeah. Well done.
But then that bloody Bohemian Rhapsody did win the Oscar for Best Editing for a very similar approach. So there you go. They just love the volume.
What's your best scene, Carl? You already kind of covered a couple that you liked. What's the number one that stands out?
So I'd initially written down the so exciting scene where they are bamboozling the Duke, and that's there's a bit of craft going in there and all the rest of it, and it's advancing the storyline. I'm going to move away from that one, actually, because I didn't really enjoy that much as it was, but I do kind of think that's the sort of thing I go, I'd like to watch that live. How would they do that? It reminded me of those Old Spice adverts.
All right.
I don't know if you've seen the Old Spice adverts.
I mean, I've seen some Old Spice adverts.
So they do, like, the guy will move through a series of scenes and settings very, very quickly. We're talking like he spends a couple of seconds being on a horse, and then suddenly he's got diamonds in his hands, and then suddenly he's at a football game or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
All done practically.
Right.
It's brilliant. It's like fantastic if you ever see the behind the scenes videos, how it all comes together. And I sort of think, maybe that bit of that energy in that scene. Would love to see that. But I wasn't watching a stage show. I wasn't watching a cabaret performance in front of my eyes. So it can fuck off. So I'm going to go for instead the Roxanne scene.
Yeah.
Which again did advance the story, and I imagined Antonio Banderas singing Roxanne to me, and I was very steamy. Yeah, and they have the cutting back and forward between the storylines.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was good. I'm going for the Roxanne scene.
Yeah, weirdly, I didn't really like the so exciting scene, that was one where I just found it a little bit like, okay.
Yeah. And then we're still going away. Right, fucking hell.
So some of the ones I did like. So the first time that they're in the elephant with all of the innuendo, I like innuendo, which then climaxes with your song.
Mhm.
Enjoyed that whole thing. It's a long scene to pick that out as a favourite scene. It's
my song.
About 15 minutes long. Your song.
Yeah, my song.
Like a Virgin. So again, when I first watched this, the Like a Virgin song with Jim Broadbent doing this thing.
Mine did of your early 20s.
I did not like it.
No. All right.
But this time I found it ridiculous yet kind of glorious.
Okay.
But I'm with you. The Roxanne scene for me is my favourite.
Yeah.
Proper musical style thing where you got the sort of clash of songs coming, clash of different places, 2 or 3 places that are kind of clashing together. You've got the drama going on, and then you've got the black guy coming to save the day as well. It was so beautiful.
You say the black guy?
The one black
the
guy.
token black guy that's
thing.
called Chocolate.
It's literally in that. I didn't know. I didn't think of it until I'd written that. I was just like, oh, he is the black. The black guy in it.
In fairness, that would have probably been what it was like in 1900, whatever it was.
I don't know. In Paris?
Maybe not. Yeah.
Maybe. Don't know. Couldn't comment. Wasn't around.
Yeah.
Okay. Best quote, Carl? Bit trickier.
I'm going with, and in the end, someone should die. That kind of made me laugh a little bit. And also, how this film left me feeling.
What? You were happy then?
Afterwards, I was like, someone should die.
So I could name a lot of the sort of innuendo that were happening, such as, I'd like a bit of poetry after supper. I really like the delivery of the Duke when he walks back in.
I'm only thinking of Danny Dyer now.
When he walks back in.
I bet you would, you salt. You cheeky salt.
When the Duke walks back in to the room in the elephant, and Satine is on top of Christian, and the Duke just goes, foul play. Just the delivery of it was great. But I've gone for Christian. You may see me only as a drunken, vice-ridden gnome whose friends are just pimps and girls from the brothels, but I know about art and love, if only because I long for it with every fibre of my being, which is from Toulouse, who I cut from the film, so I thought I should give him something.
Okay.
Favourite character?
The unconscious Argentinian.
I called him the narcoleptic Argentinian, but same deal.
Yeah, it's not what he is, but okay. I mean, that is what he is, but that's not
what he's called.
Yeah.
Second Zidler, I think he has got the most
second,
going on.
we're doing second now.
Probably, but I did say narcoleptic Argentinian initially, but I think on reflection, Zidler.
On reflection, you're going to go for a character that actually exists.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm being descriptive, not literal.
Oh, you've been like the French.
Oui.
Oui.
Hybrid, Carl. You got hybrid for this one?
Yeah.
Oh, go on. Wow me.
Well, I mean,
for this one.
Yeah, you've got to be able to guess it, haven't you?
Well, I don't know.
Shakespeare in Love.
Okay, sure, yeah. Okay, we might be able to mix these
which
up,
is the plot.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm willing to bow to your superior knowledge on this second bit, because at this point I need a musical, so I've gone Chicago, which is a stylish period piece musical, which obviously ties in with what.
But you've already got the period piece with the.
Yeah, but different period.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I guess I don't know when Chicago's set either. That's probably a slightly different period.
1900s, but later. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. So look, I'm happy to move on the musical.
Well, the Mamma Mia is a jukebox musical.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I'd put for jukebox musical Mamma Mia for that purpose.
Yeah.
I had Titanic for the period love triangle, with one of the points of that triangle being sort of the big bad thing. But actually, Shakespeare in Love might be a
bit more literal.
Yeah,
it
might be a closer.
Yeah, look, I have actually seen Mamma Mia as well, so
surprise me.
Let's go for that. Let's go Shakespeare in Love.
Shakespeare in Love.
Mamma Mia gets you to Moulin Rouge.
I mean, I do like to check my initial thoughts with AI, and AI said that That's a brilliant comparison. Moulin Rouge does have the epic romance and tragedy of Titanic, plus the vibrant musical energy of Mamma Mia, but with a uniquely theatrical and surreal style. Like Titanic, it tells a doomed love story with larger-than-life emotions and stunning visuals, and like Mamma Mia, embraces the magic of jukebox musicals, weaving famous songs into the narrative. But Moulin Rouge adds its own extravagant bohemian Parisian flair, making it even more dreamlike and theatrical. So, if you took Titanic's heartbreak, Mamma Mia's musical matters, and sprinkled in a bit of absinthe-fueled fever dream, you'd get something close to Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if you said, what happens if you cross fascists with half a pound of shit?
Oh, it's a brilliant
It would
comparison.
give you a similarly effusive answer. There you go.
So we've got Mamma Mia and we've got Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah.
It's going into the pyramid.
It is, and one day soon.
Something will be visualised.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow.
Maybe not next year.
but we'll put that out there because the pyramid is growing.
It is. Okay, top 3 movies starring Ewan McGregor. How many have you managed to come up with?
I've got 3.
Any honourable mentions first?
No.
Struggling? No. So there's 2 I want to call out Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
Star Wars, which I'm guessing you haven't seen.
No.
And Rogue Trader. You seen Rogue Trader?
No.
So this is he plays Nick Leeson, and Nick Leeson is one of the most famous outputs of my secondary school that I went to.
Okay.
So he was the banker that brought down Barings Bank through being dodgy as fuck, and he plays him in that film. So yeah, so just
very good.
Shout out for that.
So not a positive output, just a famous one.
No. Yeah. Infamous, I guess.
Infamous,
yeah. What's your number 3 then, Carl, for Ewan?
My number 3 is Jack Boots on Whitehall.
Never heard of it.
No, it's is it puppets? I think it might be puppets. So it's a bit like almost like a Thunderbirds style production.
Okay.
But it's a counter or a truth.
Or
it's an alternative sort of truth thing telling of World War II and an invasion of Britain. And he plays Chris. I think it's very funny.
Okay, cool.
There's a fantastic bit right at the start where a Frenchman comes aboard. He comes ashore.
He's already abroad. He's in bloody France.
Yeah, and they're sort of spying on. There's a Frenchman down there, and then there's a fair maiden who's on the beach as well, and he's going like, "Oh, we," and like giving her the eyes. And then they have a bit of a chat, and they come and go, "How's that Frenchman getting on?" And it turns around, he's absolutely rutting her. And she's getting on all right. I think it's very funny.
Add it to the list.
Few beers, Jack Boots in Whitehall.
Good stuff. Okay, my number 3 is Big Fish.
I've not seen it.
You not seen it? Tim Burton.
Oh, it'd be shite.
It's not gothic though.
Okay.
But Ewan McGregor is very much leaning into his innocent, clean-cut thing in that. Haven't seen it for a long time, but remember quite enjoying it.
Okay.
It's a bit surreal as well.
My number 2, I've got a bit of trepidation about this one after the Da Vinci Code debacle.
Oh, you can say Angels and Demons.
Yeah, say Angels and Demons, which I do think I always like slightly more than Da Vinci Code, but honestly, who fucking knows now if we rewatch that?
Right, we'll add it to the list. We might discuss that at another pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not made my list. I have seen it. I can't remember anything about it. I know he was in it.
He was
Camerlengo.
He's a Camerlengo.
Number 2, have you seen The Impossible?
Nope.
So it's about the tsunami that hit and about a family there to get caught up in the tsunami. I found it very affecting, and McGregor was in it along with Tom Holland and Naomi Watts.
Okay.
Well worth a watch. You're dead inside. You wouldn't like it, but you know. Oh no, wait, no. I'm dead inside. I remember now. I used to like it. I won't cry now.
Oh right, yeah.
Definitely got to me. Number 1, Carl?
Yeah, it is Black Hawk Down. I remember liking that a lot. Again, haven't seen it in a long time. How's it aged? Don't know.
You're not a fan of Train Spotting then?
No.
You're not at all?
No.
Add it to the list.
Have I even ever seen it all the way through?
Wow.
Possibly not. I've seen bits of it, and no, it's not my thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how much Ewan McGregor was in Black Hawk Down, and I struggled to remember too much of it. So
he's Grimes.
So I knew that, but I didn't actually remember who Grimes was. But so I have gone for Train Spotting, the first one, not the sequel.
Not seen that either.
It's I think still a remarkable film. I would quite enjoy rewatching if we wanted to.
Yeah, it might be a
cover
good
in
one to do.
episode.
There could be a bit of movie-age there.
Yes, good stuff. Any gaps or anything else you wanted to mention for Ewan McGregor?
No, he has had. You touched on this at the start. He has had a bit of a weird career. It's like he got famous very quickly after Trainspotting with the jump to Star Wars.
Yep,
very popular, and then he's kind of done all sorts, but
done a lot of romantic comedy kind of things. A few of them, and a few other bits and bobs. But he's not really like a leading man in many things.
No.
Or anything like that. Yeah, he's an odd one. He's an odd one to pin down.
Talking about Down with Love.
Yeah, exactly.
Catch a Block.
Yeah. And I've not really seen... I'm trying to think the last thing I saw him in, which wasn't a TV thing. I'm struggling to think of that as well. So, anyway. Should we move on to the Movie the Needle Classics collection? So, obviously, we are looking for movies in our collection that have stamina. They need to stand the test of time. They have girth. They need to have that broad appeal, and they have penetration. They have memorable characters, lines, or scenes, preferably all three. Now, we are increasing our number each and every week. We had Fight Club and GoldenEye, which were added to the list last week. Now, we should always start with, is there a Baz Luhrman film that you think should be in here? No? Okay, cool. What about Nicole Kidman or Ewan McGregor?
There might be a Nicole Kidman one. Nothing's springing to mind right now. Definitely not a Ewan McGregor one. I
thought Trainspotting might be up there, but I didn't realise you hadn't really, not really a big fan of it.
I also don't know. I know that's held in really high regard. I also am not sure how big that demographic is. I think that might be a bit of a niche one. Trainspotting.
Okay, so no Luhrman, Kidman, or McGregor.
Not the spring to mind.
Okay, so what have you got for us today?
So I've gone pretty basic. Like I said, when I originally conceived this idea, chatting with a friend, we were trying to sort of go, well, how modern? Like, are there any modern ones? Where's the cut-off point before you can consider them a classic?
I think our most modern is about 2001.
Yeah, and I'm not that modern, but it's getting on towards that. I'm otherwise fairly confident in it. It is The Mask.
Oh, yes, please. It's right in there.
So very quotable.
Yes.
I think enduringly popular. I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Love The Mask.
Yeah, I think that goes.
Even though you don't rate Cameron Diaz?
No, she never quite tickled me that way.
No. Even though that is the best movie entrance ever, it still makes the list. Even
better than Jason Isaacs in Death of Starlight.
For very, very different reasons.
A bold claim. I think I'd rather Shag Isaacs.
So I'm sticking to my 80s theme. So I had Ferris Bueller a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not sure how down you are with some of these 80s ones. So I'm going to go for The Breakfast Club.
Oh, you want to chat to the wife? She loves all this shit.
Yeah? Breakfast Club?
Yeah, she loves that.
Do you love it? This was one of those that I watched.
I can't remember it.
Oh, but it can't go in if you can't remember it.
I've seen it.
Genuinely,
We've watched it.
It blew me away how good it was. Because it was one of those that I watched. I was just like, I'm sure it'll be fine and very dated and crap. And I watched it. I was just like, oh my God, it's amazing.
I can't remember it.
Okay, well, it doesn't go in if you can't remember it. I have to star that one for later. Carl, have I already done this? Because I've put stars next to this one already. Have we already mentioned The Breakfast Club and you've said that?
Probably. I don't know.
Let's cover ourselves for this. I mean, The Princess Bride.
We've definitely discussed that one, haven't we?
I don't think so. Not as part of this list, I don't think.
Okay, maybe not. Yeah, Princess Bride, that's an interesting one as well, isn't it?
Oh, did I do that last week? I should really start listening to our own podcast so that I actually remember what we've done.
So I like The Princess Bride.
No,
hang on. Yeah, no, it is that one, right? Yeah, quotable.
Yep.
Inconceivable. Yeah. Broad appeal. Is it successful?
I mean, if I had a Wi-Fi in your our shed, then I would look.
30 million on a 16 million budget. It's not massive.
It's not. We're
I
gonna
don't know.
put a pin in that one as well.
I'm not sure. Right, I like it. But it's one of those that I came to later in life because I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, same.
Like, and that's the thing. I'd never heard of it, and then you sort of come and you watch it. And it's quite fun.
Actually, quite recently. I think it was maybe only like 5-6 years ago.
So I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
Right, I think it stays out then. So we just have The Mask in this week. We've got another couple to revisit. And apologies if we've already talked about The Breakfast Club. Then
I'm possibly The Princess Bride.
if it was the 15% beer week. Oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is why you're wrong. So this is the closing statement from each of us, or also where I get to reveal what I thought Carl's arguments would be and see how close I was.
Ooh, exciting.
So I'm going to start with that, if that's okay. Carl will think it is too long, boring, dislike the general style and rapid cuts. He won't like Ewan McGregor, and he'll think it goes from too silly to too serious.
Don't know if I said boring.
No, you didn't say boring, which is rare for you. Usually that's your number one.
Yeah.
Number one point.
I
You definitely said too long.
Yeah,
You
did
definitely
dislike
said
Ewan
rapid
McGregor,
cuts.
although only partially because I can see the other side of him as well.
You didn't really say about the
too serious. No,
bit,
I don't think I said
So
that.
Just
Yeah,
a partial
hit. Partial
hit.
yeah.
What is your? Do you want to go first, or do you want to go second for your actual closing statement?
Well, I'll go second.
Okay, so I am a sucker for a good love story. I think this fits perfectly in Ewan McGregor's already mentioned weird little niche that he has, but we can't particularly describe. I think there's a lot of fun to be had with the jukebox musical element of it, and they really do maximize that. They sprinkle in that bit of melodrama. I get taken along for the ride. I still would say this is a like for me, but I'm going to let you say your piece, see if you can convince me.
I don't even think I want to convince you, really. This just absolutely isn't my sort of film. I would say that it is too long, and the cuts and the approach to it are bad. They annoyed me. They were tiresome. But I do think a lot of that is solved by it being shorter, because then it becomes this ride that you sort of talk about. I think the plot is simplistic, but that's not really a problem, again, if it's a bit shorter, because I think it wears itself out almost. But it's just not for me. I think that's honestly, nobody cares about that stuff. If you like it, nobody really cares about that stuff. You just watch it and you go, hey, it was fun. Why would I sit down here and start picking it apart and going like, could it have been a bit shorter? Could it have been this? Is the plot a bit too simplistic? Nobody thinks about that when you watch films. But I don't like it. And so they're the things that come to my mind. Do I think you're wrong? No, not really.
Yeah.
You like it. I just don't, mate. But I don't really have a big problem with it. It's just not for me.
So is it still a really don't like for you, Carl? Really don't like.
I think it's a really don't
mentioned
like.
quite a few good things that you had said you appreciated.
It's not.
and liked.
Yeah, well.
Really don't like.
I'll go. All right. Let's go till I don't like it, because
I'll take the
in my mind it's the Da Vinci Code episode. There's no reason for me to hang on to really don't like. I don't like it. There we go.
That's an outstanding result. Excellent. I mean, as I've written here, I'm not sure you're wrong as such, because it's very much, as I said earlier on, I can definitely see why this would turn people off and not be the thing and not get into it. And the majority of the points that you've raised are completely reasonable and understandable why you'd like, but you're definitely right. Yeah, you don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
All right, Carl, what was your rating for this one then?
2.
2? Okay. Yeah. That seems quite healthy for on the Carl rating system for this kind of thing.
I think 2. Some good
What did
production
you give
stuff.
Wicked? What do you remember? Was that like
Wicked's a worse film than
Yeah,
this.
I know. Yeah, I was just thinking as a comparison.
I think it was 1.5.
Okay, cool.
And the same crimes that this has, it's a bit too long and self-indulgent. Wicked really fucking takes the new levels.
Well, half a film, yeah.
Yeah. So there's enough here to get up to 2, and it doesn't soil itself much beyond that. Of course, I don't like it, right? And yeah, no, two's fine.
There's great place. It doesn't soil itself too much.
Well, it doesn't. I mean,
So I put this as a 3. Now I definitely would have rated this more highly.
Yeah.
Or higher.
Higher.
As you maybe could have said. But I'm trying to redress the rating scale, and 3 sits in the things of just like, look, there's a lot to like about it. It's not perfect. There's definitely some things that could be improved, but did I like it? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Rewatchability, Carl. I'm guessing this is going to be
It's a very no.
very no.
I mean, look,
it's not your thing. Why would you rewatch?
Exactly, and I'm not like I can't. Do you know, like if we were we're getting drunk, and there was a few people over, and someone, let's watch Moulin Rouge. Like, I'm not going to cause a scene. Like,
oh, it'd be great if
you know.
did.
Even with a film like Whiplash, it's not like I'm going to go. I'm going to leave the room for this. But these are the sort of films I just go, I have fucking zero desire to ever watch this again. And I can't conceive of a situation, unless it was something like that, which isn't really in my control, where I would watch it again. So yeah, it's got to be very no.
I would love if you had a bunch of mates around and they all went, should we watch Moulin Rouge?
Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah.
It's a yes for me. So although it is a little long, there's enough easy access joy to make it an easy yes for me. I did enjoy the rewatch, although not seen it for a long time. All right, Carl, you got anything else for us today?
No.
All right, well, then that is all we've got. So if we move the needle for you this week, or even if we didn't, please do rate us, follow, subscribe, and give us a 5-star review wherever you are listening. It really does tango the algorithm and get us out there to a larger, frillier audience. Our Bluesky on Instagram and Twitter is MTN MoviePod. Our YouTube channel is at Movie the Needle, and you can also find our page on Facebook and some occasional TikToks at movie.the.needle. All details are in the show description of the episode, so please do follow and comment wherever you are. So for me and Carl, it's goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm off to cough into a white handkerchief and reveal my ultimate fate to all that are watching. Join us next week as we discuss The Big Short, and we'll see whether we can movie the needle for each other. Goodbye.